All right, well, welcome everyone. My name is Jennifer. I'm one of the marketing managers with UVM Dining, and tonight I'm joined with Nicole, our Sustainability and Campus Partnership Manager, and we're going to walk you through our dining program tonight. Just a little housekeeping before we begin. Our presentation is going to be about 40 minutes, and at the end we're going to open it up for a Q&A. And know this presentation is going to be recorded and be posted on the UVM orientation webpage, so you can refer back to it at any time. Next slide, please. So what you're going to expect out of tonight is for us to really dive deep into the meal plans. Really want to get you comfortable with the terminology that we use on campus. So come August, you're really ready to explore the wide variety of foods that we have and be able to navigate the dining program as well as some of the sustainability initiatives and nutrition programs that we have on campus. So really here tonight to build a connection with you, know that we are here for you, and we really want to get the most out of your meal plan. Next slide. And know that there's a whole team of culinarians and operators and support staff on the UVM dining team that are highly invested and passionate about your success and well-being. Here are just a few of the faces. Know there's a whole team that we couldn't fit everyone on the slide tonight. Next slide. At UVM, the dining experience is more than great food. It's a community experience centered on culinary expertise, fresh ingredients, nourishing options, and a shared sense of environmental and social responsibility. At UVM, we strive to offer a wide variety of options to meet the diverse needs of our student body, and know that health and safety is at the forefront of everything we do. Next slide. So let's jump right into the meal plan. So all first-year students are going to start on the all-access meal plan, but know within the first 2 weeks of the semester, a student can make a change. So we like to say, come to campus, you know where you're living, you learn where your classes are, you've had an opportunity to try the different dining locations and experience the different foods on campus and the 2 different styles of dining we have, you'll know what the best meal plan is for you. So the all-access meal plan includes unlimited meal swipes into our traditional dining halls, 150 retail points, and 3 guest meals to treat a friend or family member to a meal in our traditional dining halls. So let's break that down. What do the meal swipes mean and what do retail points mean? Next slide. So one meal is 1 swipe or entry into our traditional dining hall. So if you're on the all-access meal plan, that means you have unlimited entries, again, into those traditional dining halls. So you can eat as little as much as you want throughout the day, the week, the semester, all for that one price. This is one of 2 meal plans that guarantees your student a meal from the first day of class to the last day of semester. The other is the All-Access Plus plan, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a minute. What I like to think of it as a student has a season pass to those traditional dining halls. They can use 1 or all 3 of them. Generally, we see students using 2 or 3, depending on where they're living and a bulk of their classes and activities are. Next slide. And this is how it works. So all meal plans are loaded onto a student's CAT card. So you're going to walk into one of our traditional dining halls and you're going to swipe to get in. Again, we call that swipe a meal. And on the unlimited or the all-access meal plan, you have unlimited meal swipes. And then when you're in, there's just a variety of food options, different stations. Know that each one of these dining halls look a little bit different. They serve a different menu each and every day, but they do have similar stations. So you'll have a grill, deli, soup, salad bar. You have vegan and vegetarian options. We have some allergen safe options. We have like a main line which offers like global inspired cuisine, local favorites, comfort foods, and everything in between. So truly something for everyone. Central Campus Dining and Harris Millis are open 7 days a week for all meal periods, and Redstone's Dining is open for breakfast and dinner, as well as weekend brunch. Next. So what I like to think of the all-access meal plan is really like most of the time you're eating in our traditional dining halls. That's really how the plan is built. So just like now, right, we eat most of our meals at home, but we know we don't always eat all of our meals at home, right? So oftentimes you're going to be navigating campus the same way. You're going to be back and forth to going to activities, to classes, to labs, to study groups. You may not always have time to go back to the dining hall to get a meal, or perhaps you just want a snack or beverage en route, or pick up a to-go meal, or have a quote-unquote dinner out at one of our retail locations. And so that's why with the all-access meal plan, included with your plan is 150 retail points. Next slide. So the retail points is a declining balance account, and each point is valued at $1. And this is how those points work. Next slide. You're going to walk into one of our retail locations and you're going to select the items that you wish to purchase. You're going to go up to the cashier. The cashier is going to total up all those items. If those items comes to $8.50, 8.5 is deducted off your plan. Again, a student's going to start with 150 retail points. At the end of fall semester, if a student has any retail points left over as part of that plan, those points do roll over to spring semester. Spring semester, a student is reloaded with a new meal plan. At the end of spring semester, if a student has any retail points left over as part of the housing and meal contract, those do expire and are non-transferable. A student can add points at any time to their meal plan. We do have a shop located on our website. Any additional points added onto a student's meal plan, the balance of those plans or balance of those points roll over semester to semester, year to year, as long as you're enrolled at UVM. So Nicole, I'm going to hand it over to you. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of these retail locations that you'll see on campus?
Awesome, thank you. Next slide. So we're really excited to introduce some new concepts and renovations going on. They'll be open for the fall. Here you'll see a vector image of, this is the new Waterman Market. So it will offer pre-made salads, sandwiches, soup and beverages and snacks with a self-checkout experience. That's in the Waterman building, which is located on Central Campus. Next slide. We're also welcoming 2 new concepts to the Brennan space, which is on the first floor of the Davis Center. The first is Halal Shack. This is offering authentic Middle Eastern street food. And both of these locations are halal. They offer halal meats and all the ingredients are halal. So you'll be able to build your own rice bowls, non-burritos, and salads. And Jamal's Chicken is a little bit different. It offers comfort food favorites such as chicken, fried chicken sandwiches, wings, salads, and more. So we're really excited about these 2 new locations and we hope you check them out. Next slide. Retail points can also be used to purchase a variety of different food offerings across campus. So things like smoothies from our dairy bar, and just noting that almost half of them are vegan. You can also get specialty beverages and lattes from our coffee shops, pick up sushi rolls across most of the locations in retail or the C-stores, get a sandwich made to order fresh from the Green Roof Deli. And we also have a few local vendors on campus, so you can get a crepe from Skinny Pancake or a burrito or rice bowl from New World Tortilla. Next slide, I'm going to pass it back to you, Jennifer.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Nicole. So many opportunities to use your retail points across campus. So again, a student's going to start on the all access meal plan. If you're happy with that meal plan, you don't need to do anything. You're going to stay right on that plan. If you do want to make a switch, you can in the first 2 weeks of the semester. So we have 3 other plans that you can switch to. The first being the All Access Plus plan. This is a new plan that we're launching this fall. So last academic year, we did a focus group with our current student population. We asked them what they're looking for in a meal plan, and the short answer is additional retail points. So the All Access Plus plan is a great value. You still get the unlimited access into those traditional dining halls and twice as many retail points and almost twice as many guest meals. So the opposite of the all access meal plans would be the retail point plan, which the retail point plan includes $14.50 in retail points, 25 meal swipes, and 3 guest meals. So in this plan, majority of the time you would be eating the retail locations, a little bit in the traditional dining halls. And then kind of a middle of the road plan would be our flex meal plan. It offers 160 meal swipes, 900 retail points, and 3 guest meals. So in this plan, you're really eating about half the time in those traditional dining halls and the other half of the time in those retail point locations. It is the student's responsibility to really budget those meal swipes as well as the retail point plans. And I know on this call today, we do have some students that are planning on living off campus or commuting, and we do have meal plans available for you. We do have more information located on our website. I'm going to just talk briefly about it. We use the same terminology. We do have what we call block meals. Those are an entry, again, into those traditional all-you-care-to-eat dining locations. And then we have retail points, which you could do. It's like a declining balance account. Again, each point is valued at $1, and they're good all over campus. Or you can do a combination of, so you can combine those blocks as well as the retail points. So you can kind of create your own plan. So those plans are going to become available in our shop come July 31st to purchase. Next slide. So for our on-campus students, we do have a program called the Meal Exchange, which all students are automatically enrolled in. And for those meal swipes, traditionally you can only use them into our traditional dining halls. But with the Meal Exchange program, it really allows you to take 2 of those meal swipes per week and redeem them at some of our participating retail locations. So next fall will be the Marketplace, Green Roof Deli, Redstone Market, and University Marché. And so at those locations, you're able to select entree, a side, and a beverage. This program is available Monday through Friday. You get the 2 swipes per week, and they reset every Monday. So we're going to have more information about exact times that each one of these locations has the meal exchange going and what the offerings are out on our website coming soon, as well as we'll email it out to students so it kind of really outlines how this program works, and we'll have signage within each one of those designated dining spaces. So again, you can get familiar with the program and take advantage of it. Next slide. I'd like to highlight some few campus-specific programs. The first one is the Redstone, for students living on Redstone campus. You'll receive an additional 3 meal exchanges per week, so a total of 5. So Redstone Dining is not open for lunch, but we do have the opportunity to use those meal exchanges. Again, you'll have 5 to use at any of those participating locations, as well as Redstone Market, which is open for lunch. For our students living on Trinity campus, you can take one of your meal swipes once per meal period and redeem at the Northside Dining for an entree and a select number of sides. And this is in addition to your meal exchange program. And for any students living at Jean Mance, we do have a self-checkout kiosk that offers cold beverages, coffee, snacks, as well as some reheatable entrees. That location is called 12. It accepts retail points, credit, debit, and cat scratch. So no meal swipes there. And that location is open all the time. Next slide. So that's really how the meal plans are really formed. So we have the meal swipes, again, into all the traditional dining halls. We have the retail points, a declining balance account. Each point is valued at $1, good at all locations across campus. And then we have those guest meals, which are available to treat a friend or family member into those traditional dining halls. So a lot of times you're going to meet a student that maybe not have a meal plan, or just because they're living off campus or commuting, and so you can treat them to a dinner in the dining halls. So again, you can switch your meal plan within the first 2 weeks of the semester. We have a meal plan switch form that's located on our website. It'll become available in August, and it'll go through until September 11th. So September 11th is the last day that anybody can switch their meal plan. Simply what you do is you fill out the form to indicate which meal plan you would like to switch for. We do take all those requests in the order that we receive them. So it could take up to 10 days to get your meal plan switched. So what we ask is when you do submit that form, just start using the meal plan as if it's your new plan, and then behind the scenes we'll catch up the meal plan so it's accurate to exactly how you're eating on campus. Next slide. So lots about the meal plan. Let's try to dive into a little bit more about the food options on campus and specifically where they're located. So next slide will show a cartoon illustration of campus where all the different locations are. So you can see really throughout campus there's something that you can get to eat or drink, and really never that far from getting something to eat. And then the next slide really breaks down all the different locations per campus and where they're located. So you can see we have a lot of dining locations currently on Central Campus. Central Campus is the heart of campus. That's where the student center is. Inside the student center, we have a lot of retail locations, and then surrounding that campus, like in that building, we have a lot of other retail locations as well. So again, Central Campus to really just being kind of the heart of UVM. Next slide. So food is essential. Food is also fun. Last year, we did a lot of programming. We had themed dinners. We offered some cooking classes. Some of the student groups even met with our catering team and prepared some meals that we're serving at some of their events. We had local vendors and producers come to campus to talk about their products that we're serving in the dining halls. So this year, we're in the process of planning all kinds of fun activities for you when you come to campus. And so we're really looking forward to joining. I'm going to pause right there. I'm going to pass it back over to Nicole, who's going to dive a little bit deeper into some of our nutrition and sustainability programs, and I'll be back in a moment.
Right, next slide. So we know there are going to be students coming to campus with food allergies, food intolerances, or other special dietary needs. And if this is true for you, we definitely encourage you to reach out to our registered dietitian, Anya. She meets with students one-on-one to help them feel comfortable navigating campus safely with their special dietary needs, and also helps set up additional accommodations if that's necessary. So her contact information is on this slide. If you want to jot that down, it's also on our website. And again, we encourage you, if possible, to connect before coming to campus, but Anya's here to help support you throughout the year as well. Next slide. I'd like to highlight a few of our food allergen platforms located across campus. So the first is Simple Servings. This is available in 2 of our dining locations, Central Campus Dining and Harris Millis. It's a plated entree that's going to be free of gluten and the top 8 allergens, including wheat, milk, soy, egg, peanuts, tree nuts, shellfish, and newly added sesame. So this station, everything is made by our dedicated trained allergen chefs in the separate space on separate equipment. And again, it is a plated meal. So we have a vegetarian option, which is actually plant-based because it's free of egg and milk. And we also have one that contains meat, so you can mix and match. We also have a station called 4, which is free of the top 4 allergens: gluten, peanuts, tree nuts, and shellfish. And this is available at Redstone Dining for dinner. We also lastly have Simple Zone, which is our gluten and nut-free pantry. It's located in all of our traditional dining halls in Northside Dining. So it has a dedicated refrigerator, toaster oven, prep space, microwave, so you can make your own meals. We also have a made-to-order allergen menu in there, so you can get some of your favorite gluten-free favorites, like gluten-free pasta, pizza, chicken tenders, quesadillas, grilled cheese, and more. Next slide. We also know that we're going to have a fair amount of vegetarian or vegan students coming to campus, or just those that really enjoy plant-based food options. So we do have a variety of options located across campus. All locations are going to offer a mix of these vegetarian and vegan menu items. And we use these logos to help identify foods to help you make that easy choice. So we use the vegetarian logo is just a V. It means that that dish does not contain any meat. On the other end of the spectrum, the most strict is going to be our vegan logo. This means that it doesn't contain any meat or animal byproducts, such as milk or eggs. And it also does not include honey or white sugar. And then kind of more in the middle, a little less strict than vegan, is our plant-based logo. This means that this kind of dish does not include any meat or animal byproducts like milk or eggs, but it can include honey or white sugar if you decide to eat those ingredients. We have also, in addition to a mix of different vegetarian options through our locations, we have 4 dedicated vegetarian or vegan stations. We have 1 located in each of our traditional dining halls, and we have a new one coming to campus, the Broccoli Bar, which will be a new vegan station at the marketplace. And this is a new local vendor as well. Next slide. We understand that some students are going to come to campus and they might have religious practices or dietary needs. So we do offer, we have a dedicated kosher kitchen in Redstone Dining. They offer hot kosher meals Sunday through Thursday from 5 to 7:30, again, in that Redstone Dining space. They also create prepackaged kosher meals available at many retail locations. They offer a variety of vegetarian and meat-containing dishes. And as we mentioned earlier, we do have some new halal options coming to campus in the fall. So we'll be launching Halal Shack and Jamal's Chicken at Brennan's in the first floor of the data center. And there are times throughout the year through holidays that we are going to have additional options available. So for instance, during Passover or Ramadan, or for religious holidays that you might be fasting for. And we encourage people to reach out to the dietitian if you need more support. Next slide. So sustainability is a long-standing core value here at UVM and at UVM Dining. It's really woven into everything we do, from sourcing local ingredients to sustainable food options like our plant-forward menus, to reducing food and packaging waste, and to giving back to our community, like donating excess food to Rally Cats Cupboard, the on-campus food pantry, or supporting our Swipe Out Hunger program for off-campus students. I'm going to dive into a few of the programs as just kind of a summary, but definitely encourage you to follow us on social media to learn more about all these initiatives. Next slide. The first is Vermont First. This is a program that we started in 2014, and it's really our commitment to purchasing local food. We know that our students care about where their food comes from and how it was prepared. So we actually track all of the producers and are really proud to have supported 64 local producers. We align with the Vermont state definition of local, which is grown or manufactured in Vermont. And just highlighting a few of the local producers here on this slide, UVM has its own educational farm, the Catamount Farm. So we purchase apples and produce from them. UVM Ice Cream, which features milk from the Cream program, which is a UVM student-run dairy herd. So you can get that at the Dairy Bar, but also at the Marche and Pints and at Harris Millis and Redstone Dining. And we get all of our maple syrup here on campus in all the dining halls, and anytime it's served is from Proctor Maple Research Center. So we're really proud to have supported them for many years. We also, you're going to see a lot of other signs on our digital screens, signage just in the dining halls and our social media, really telling the story about where the food that you're going to be eating is coming from. In addition to the local producers, we also purchase from 77 regional producers, which are grown or manufactured in New England plus 50 miles. So, you know, in Vermont, we don't have a lot of seafood, but if we go down to Boston, that's a great regional food item, and it's still close to home and really fresh and delicious. We're also proud to be working towards a 25% local food goal by 2030. Next slide. EcoWare is our reusable takeout container program. So this is the one way that you can take meals to go out of the dining hall. As Jennifer mentioned, those traditional dining halls are really for a dine-in experience, but you can take a meal to go using EcoWare. All first-year students are going to receive a complimentary cow tag with your meal plan, and you can redeem that cow tag during the first 3 weeks at our EcoWare events in the dining halls, or if you can't make it to one of those, just by asking a cashier. So here is a little bit about how the program works. You're going to give your EcoWare cow tag to the cashier and ask for either a to-go box or a soup container. The soup containers are great for things like parfaits, oatmeal, soups, or casseroles. You're going to go around the dining hall, fill it with whatever you'd like, then leave the dining hall, enjoy your meal, and rinse and return to a dining cashier, and you'll get either another cow tag or another container. So it's always an exchange. You'll always have either a cow tag or a container, and then the process begins again. If you lose your cow tag or container, you do have to buy back into the program for $7.50. Again, this is a sustainability initiative, so we need to make sure that we get those cow tags and containers back to keep the program going. And if you use it in the retail locations, you get a 25-cent discount. Next slide. And we know that people are going to be coming from really all over, and your waste sorting, recycling, and compost rules might be different from how they are on campus. So to give kind of an overview on how to waste sort here, you are going to be scraping your plates and sorting your waste when dining in our spaces, and also when you're eating in the res halls. So anything that goes in the compost, really, it's just food scraps and napkins. Pretty simple. In 2021, our local compost facility decided it could no longer accept compostable packaging. So compostable packaging or biodegradable packaging now goes in the landfill. You can recycle any recyclables, so things like clean empty cans, bottles, plastic packaging, yogurt containers. We do ask that they're just empty and either rinsed or wiped clean. And really anything that's not compost or recycling is going to go in the landfill. So things like compostable packaging, black plastic is not accepted in the recycle stream. Disposable coffee cups, straws, utensils, and most food wrappers like granola bars. So thanks in advance for scraping your plates, doing your part. It's really helpful for our team that's kind of helping to manage waste, and also for the team at the facility where all of this goes to. Next slide. I'm going to pass it back to Jennifer.
Awesome. So now that you know how to explore, navigate, and connect with dining, let's take some of those themes and apply them to some frequently asked questions that we hear on campus. So the first being, next slide. How do I get the most of my meal plan? Next. We really encourage students to explore their options. Visit all 3 of those traditional dining halls. Remember, with your meals, you have access to all of them. You can use little or as much as you want. Each one of those dining halls offers a different menu each day, and those menus are posted on our website. So you can actually look and see what's being offered that day before you even go to that particular dining hall. Again, you have those meal exchanges. You get 2 per week to use at those participating meal exchange locations. You get 2, they reset every Monday. And then to utilize those retail points, that's what they're there for. They really add flexibility and variety to your meal plan. It gives you an opportunity to just mix it up, to try some different foods, quote unquote, go out to dinner. And then just making sure that you're on the right meal plan for you, right? So if you find yourself eating in those retail point locations, just making sure that your meal plan really aligns with how you're dining on campus. So are you needing to upgrade to maybe the Flex plan or the All Access Plus plan? So again, just making sure that you're getting the most of your meal plan and really catering it to how you dine on campus. And then join us. We have all kinds of fun, fast, pop-up themed dinners, events happening throughout campus. We post all of those on our social media pages. We do a marketing calendar that's posted in all of our dining spaces. So please join us from our events. They're really fun. Nicole?
Thanks. Next slide, please. So you might be thinking to yourself, I'm short on time. We know you're going to be busy running to classes, to internships, to hanging out with friends and more. Next slide. We encourage you to be a navigator. And we want to just note that lines are common in the first few weeks, really as classes start getting going, activities and labs begin, and as people kind of get into the groove. So there are some ways you can kind of navigate this, and here are some tips from our team. We encourage you to visit during off-peak hours when possible to reduce your wait time. So an early breakfast, generally the lines are pretty short during the early morning hours. So if you are an early bird, as they say, the early bird gets the worm. Locations on Central Campus are busiest between class breaks. So if you are able to dine right after the class break, that's helpful, or you can navigate to another location on campus, like Athletic Campus, which the lines are generally a little bit shorter on that side of campus. And dining halls are really busiest between 6 and 7:30 p.m. So if you need to get through the line quickly, we encourage you to dine a little earlier or a little later in the evening. As we mentioned, EcoWare is a great resource, and people that know how to use EcoWare can really get a lot of value out of their meal plan. So if you have back-to-back classes, you might take a meal to go earlier in the day and enjoy between one of your breaks. Or if you're somebody that likes to eat later in the evening, maybe after some of the dining halls are closed, you can actually get a meal at dinner. You can just swipe twice, and you have unlimited meal swipes if you're on that all-access meal plan. So that way, when the hunger ping strikes late evening, you have a meal ready to go. You also have those retail points, so you can get grab-and-go options from those retail locations or stock up on snacks or breakfast items, so you don't have to run through the line early morning. And lastly, we have a mobile order app called the Everyday, and you can order ahead to skip lines in some of our retail locations. Next slide. So the Everyday app really helps you save time, earn rewards, and you also get to order ahead. It's available in select retail locations, and you can see the menus on the app. So we encourage you to download that today from your favorite app store. And when you're setting it up, you're just going to search for the University of Vermont when prompted. And it's really important that you use your UVM email. This is how you're going to be able to link your meal plan. You can also link Cat Scratch if you've decided to purchase Cat Scratch, or a debit or credit card. And when you start using the app, it's just important to make sure that you note the estimated pickup time, because other people are going to be using the app. And we also have people that might be ordering in person. So we want to, make that as convenient as possible for you. Next slide. I'm going to pass this back to Jennifer.
Awesome. I am missing my favorite dish from home. We get it, right? Food is personal. Next slide. Everyone's coming to campus with different background with the foods, different personal tastes, and that's why on campus we offer a wide variety, really catering to as a diverse audience as possible. We encourage you to talk to one of our chefs and managers. Sometimes you're going to walk into the dining hall and there's going to be so many things honestly you're not going to know what to eat first. And there's going to be other days that you're just strictly missing that dish from home. talk to one of the chefs, talk to the managers. Is it coming up on the menu? Are we going to have that item again? Perhaps it's being offered somewhere else on campus. We can check the online menus. And if you need additional support in eating on campus, we do have our registered dietitian. Anya does, again, meet with students one-on-one. Other ways that you can talk to dining is you can submit a comment card. We do have them all in our dining spaces. You can use our online feedback on our website and then any of our social media channels as well. So you can send us a message through there. For those students that are really into food and want to get heavily involved, we do have a dining advisory group. It's comprised of students, UVM Dining staff members, as well as some supporting departments on campus. Again, this group meets once a month and we talk about all kinds of food related items and get feedback from you because your feedback is important. And also follow us on our social media page. We can't stress that enough. That page is live now, but we'll be really ramping up as we get into August. We post a lot of the tips and tricks of dining, a lot of the important deadlines, a lot of the events that are happening. So really you can connect with us. We even do a weekly giveaway that's super popular with students. And then work for us. Next slide. Dining is actually one of the largest employers of students on campus. It offers non-work study, flexible schedule. If you ask a student that's working for us, what do you like best? And they'll tell you it's really close to their classes. It's good salary, as well as, it's just really convenient, flexible schedule. On-the-job training. If you're interested in working for us, we do have a little section on our website and there's a job inquiry form. You can fill that out and a hiring manager would reach out to you. Next slide. Nicole.
Awesome. So as you are navigating, we know you're starting to think about move-in, orientation. I know that there's a lot of summer left, but let's be real, you're going to be excited to be on campus. So what can you expect during orientation? You can expect to be very busy, but we've got you covered. So on move-in day, which for most of you is going to be August 23rd or August 24th, we invite families and students to attend our open houses in our dining halls to meet some of our team and grab a bite to eat. During orientation on the following days, breakfast and dinners are going to be kind of at a set dining hall at an assigned time with your orientation group. But we've got some really fun different menus. We've got a Mexican menu, an Italian-inspired menu, barbecue menu, and more. So we know that food really is a time for people to connect, and we hope that this really allows you the time to build some new friendships and get to know one another. For lunches, it will be a build your own box lunch for meal to go. Again, you're going to be running to programming. So you are going to be able to customize that to your liking, and then you'll be on your way. On Sunday, orientation starts to slow down a little bit. Breakfast and lunch will be on your own. You'll then gather with your group again and have an early dinner so you can enjoy convocation, which is that really like picture-worthy induction on the UVM green. And then we kind of go right into Monday, which is the first day of classes. You're going to be navigating, dining on your own, normal dining hours with the meal plan that you've selected. So that's a little bit about what to expect. Next slide. We know we covered a lot during this session. We hope the presentation really helped you feel more comfortable about the meal plans, dining options, how to connect with our team if you need. Know that this won't be the only time that you're going to hear from us. We will be sending emails to first-year students as we get closer to the beginning of the semester with important links and deadlines and information. So definitely check your UVM email for that. You'll also be auto-enrolled in a weekly newsletter from us called The Dish, which really talks about all of those fun weekly events, nutrition and sustainability topics, and so much more. So we hope that you check that out as well so you can stay in touch. With that, I think we are kind of done with our portion of the presentation. We're going to open it up for questions. So we encourage you to drop those in the chat. We're going to open that right now. And we have a team that's going to be here to help answer those questions for you, either by typing them in or by us answering them. Jennifer and I will jump on those as well. as people are kind of thinking about their questions, just want to acknowledge we have this go.uvm.edu/dining. There's a slew of information on our website. We also have a page on there called Campus Dining Updates that we definitely encourage you to check throughout the summer. As we know more updates and what's happening, we will be posting those there. Okay, we have a few questions kind of popping in. So yes, meal plans are by semester. So at the start of every semester, you will your meal plan will be uploaded onto that CAT card. If you don't let us know in the spring semester that you want to make a change, we assume that you want to stay on the meal plan from the fall semester. So that will automatically just re-enroll. But you do have the first 2 weeks of every semester to make a change. So we have a question, is it allowed to bring our own to-go containers for half-eaten food? No, unfortunately, EcoWare is really the only way you can take meals to go out of our dining spaces. And that's really a Vermont Health Department rule. We have to be able to make sure that the containers are sanitized and cleaned. We are feeding over 12,000 students a day. So you can imagine if there was some bacteria or grime in somebody's container and then it touched a spoon, then we could have an issue. So we need to control the cleaning and sanitation of all containers. Seeing a few other questions. Do dining halls accept credit cards and Apple Pay? Yes, they do. I have to double check on the Apple Pay. I believe they all do, but definitely credit cards, credit or debit. Some locations don't accept cash. There's a question about how can I find out the prices of the meal plan? That is on our website. There's a meal plan section and you'll be able to see all the pricing there. Again, contract, you'll start on that all access meal plan. And if you do make a change that costs more, then you will be charged the difference on your student's account. So a few other questions about meal plans. Can I choose a different meal plan after my first semester? Absolutely. If you decide that the all access meal plan wasn't the right one for you, again, a lot of that kind of depends on where you live, what your class schedule is like. So you might find that you want to switch your meal plan and you're allowed to do that the first 2 weeks of every semester. There is a question about will there be accommodations for Catholics during Lent? So yes, we are planning to offer fish on Fridays during Lent. We also, again, have a variety of different vegetarian offerings that we encourage people to enjoy. And then if there's anything else that you or your student might need, we encourage you to reach out to our dietitian and we can better understand how we can support you. We do work with the Interfaith Center and the Mosaic Center and a few other student clubs on campus. So that's how we often communicate out to different populations and get feedback. So we do sessions with those individual departments to better understand what students might be needing. Jennifer, there's a question about Northside Dining on Trinity campus. I feel like I've been talking a lot, so why don't I pass that to you? They say it sounds like it's not a traditional dining hall.
Right, so the Northside Dining offers, you can use your meal exchange there, but it's not a traditional all-you-care-to-eat dining hall. So you can take your meal swipe and you can redeem it for one entree and a select number of sides, and you can take that with you, or there's a seating area inside the dining location that you can dine at. The bulk of the students are on Central Campus during the day. Again, that's where the classes and the activities are, and that's where the closest all-you-care-to-eat dining location is. So the names of the 3 dining halls, the traditional dining halls, are Redstone Dining, again, Redstone Campus, Harris Millis Dining, located on Athletic Campus, and then Central Campus Dining, located on Central Campus.
Great. There's a question about how do we know what our points balance is as we go through the line during the semester?
Yeah, so we have the web card center, which you can register your card at, so you can go and view that. If you are using the everyday mobile food ordering app, you can actually see your balance on there as well. And when you're going through our retail location, after you swipe your card, you'll actually see your retail point balance shown there. And if you're in one of the dining locations and you're not wishing to purchase anything, but just curious about your balance, one of our cashiers can just check your card and see where you're at. You can always contact our meal plan office as well.
So there's a question about cooking in the dorms. So some of the kitchens have small dorms. Some of them are locked. Really, the dorm kitchens are supposed to be used for programming. For instance, if an RA wants to do, making brownies with the floor, it's really not intended to be used for individual meal preparation. We do have some opportunities through the semester, pop-ups and things like that, where we invite students to come cook. But yeah, the dorm kitchens are really not set up to be used on a regular basis. It's really more for programming. And there's a question about using the dining hall during move-in week with a student. So move-in and orientation, really the students are going to be very busy. You're going to be able to really drop them off. That's where we encourage you for that open house to come check it out, have a bite to eat. And then you're really going to be on your way. I hate to say it, but your students are really going to be busy, and the parents and families are asked to kind of leave campus. So we do always welcome families into the dining space. Your student does have some of those guest meals, but we encourage you as much as possible to let them kind of do their own thing. They are going to be very busy and trying to make new friends and so forth. So we definitely wish you well on your travels. Jennifer, do you want to talk about how to the benefit of purchasing points instead of using a credit card?
Absolutely. So so the cash system on campus is the retail points, and it's just cheaper than buying or using your credit or your debit card, because you get a little discount when basically using the retail points. It's also kind of the retail points are really good for only dining on campus. So it really just, if you're looking to kind of set it up so you're setting up your account so you're just strictly worried about food on campus, I mean, retail points strictly that's all it's for. Again, discount associated, it's a little faster moving through the line because it's pretty much a swipe and go.
All right, we have a question about the most popular plan that first-year students have for dining. I don't know if you want to answer that one, Jennifer.
Yeah, I'd be happy to answer that question. So the verdict is out, because we are launching a brand new plan this fall. So this is the first class that would be introduced to the All Access Plus plan. So we're anticipating it being very popular. Again, all students are going to default to the All Access plan. So that is a popular plan. Again, not knowing exactly what's going to happen with the All Access Plus plan. And then I would say the Flex plan is also equally as popular.
Great. And there's a question about the all access meal plan, including unlimited swipes. Is that the plan available for the trade-in option that you discussed? I believe they might be referring to meal exchange. So meal exchange is available with any of the on-campus meal plans. So you can exchange 2 of those meal swipes per week for an entree, a side, and a beverage. at select times and select locations. So at the Green Roof Deli, the Marketplace, Redstone Market, and the University Marché. So I hope that answers that question. Here's one about EcoWare. Is EcoWare available at every location? It's available in the 3 traditional dining halls. It's also available at the Marketplace and the Marché. And if you're using it for a meal exchange, because that's not really using retail points or dollars, there is no incentive. You don't get the 25% discount, but you can opt for that to reduce your packaging impact. Okay, there are a few questions about early arrival. So for international students, or I guess any early arrival student, what are the dining options? So that kind of varies depending on the program. Some programs do purchase meals for you to dine if you are dining in early. The program should be telling you whether food is included or not. So most of the programs, again, it is kind of covered, but really if you're coming outside of a program, you won't have access to the housing, and your meal plan really won't start until move-in unless you kind of have been approved for that process. And the dining options are more limited during that time because we're not fully open. So there would be very dedicated times on our website that you can check it out. We have a great page that says hours of operation. We also have another cool tool called What's Open Now that you can click to, and you can toggle the tool to what time of the day, or if you just open it up, it will default to the current time and day, and you can see every location that's open on campus at that time. So that's a really neat tool as well. Jennifer, do you want to answer this one? It says, can we sign up for meal plans now, or does the process start after a certain date?
So when you complete your housing and meal or when you sign up for your housing, when you select that, you're actually going to be selecting your meal plan. Again, the only option that's going to be on that housing and meal contract right now is the all access plan. So you're pretty much defaulting to that. So you would select it, and that's what you're going to be on to start. And then you can switch again within the first 2 weeks of the semester. So that will be opening up in August. Again, unfortunately, I don't have an exact date, but we'll be emailing out to students. So when that date is, when that form will be going live, and then you can make a switch.
And if you are a commuter student, you can purchase an commuter or off-campus meal plan at any time. There's no deadline for that.
Yes, the plans will be starting live going July 31st for commuter off-campus in our shop.
So a question about the meal exchange. We know this is a little confusing. It says a student has unlimited meals. How does that work with the exchange? So they actually have a separate bucket on their CAT card for meal exchanges, and that resets every Monday. So we know the register system will know if they've utilized those 2 meal exchanges, and then if they haven't, they get cleared out, and then they get 2 more at the start of every week. So we know that's a little bit confusing, but we do have a lot of signage, and there'll be really clear information going out to students about the meal exchange program. Can you swipe in more than once during a meal plan? Jennifer, do you want to answer that one?
Sure. So you can swipe in. If you're on the all access meal plan, then you have unlimited swipes. So you can swipe in and out as many times throughout the day, the week, the semester, again, all for that one price. If you're on the the flex plan or the retail point plan, then you're allotted a number of meals. So then you would be swiping in, and so that would be 1 meal, and that 1 meal would be deducted. So if you were on the retail point plan, you start with 25 meal swipes. If you swipe in, then it's down to 24, and then each time you swipe, it's deducted off of that plan.
Great. Where do you find the daily menus for each dining hall? So I can take that one. So on the website, that's probably the easiest place to find them. There's a dining near me section, and it's broken down to whether it's a dining hall or a retail dining location. So if it's a dining hall or any of the UVM dining locations, you'll see the full nutrition there. You'll see whether it's vegetarian, vegan, any allergen information that is posted all online on those online menus. So it is on our website under dining near me. And if the dining location is not open, so like currently a lot of our locations are not open, you won't see a menu pulling through. But as locations start to open, you'll be able to actually look a few weeks in advance to see what's coming up. Jennifer, there's one. Can we eat at different dining halls instead of at the one in our building?
Absolutely. We highly encourage you to eat all over campus. It would be try all the different dining halls. Each one offers something different. So again, the meal swipes are good at all of the traditional dining halls for you to use. Again, the three, there's Harris Millis, Central Campus Dining, and Redstone Dining. And then we have all the different retail locations, which take the retail points unless you're using your meal exchange program. Yes, so try them all. That's like a part of the experience of coming to campus, right? Trying foods that you may never have had before.
Okay, there's a question about pasta on the menu. So I would say where we kind of ended off last semester, most of the dining halls were offering it 3 to 4 times a week, kind of scattered throughout the week at different meal periods. But we definitely have heard some feedback that people are looking for more pasta and plain pasta options. So we're working with our culinary team to increase that option and availability so that people have that more regularly. So great question. Do points carry over from semester to semester? So Jennifer, do you want to explain that again? I know it's a little confusing.
Yeah, so fall semester, you start your meal plan. So we'll just use the all access plan as an example. So you start with 150 retail points. At the end of fall semester, if you do have any points left over as part of that plan, they do roll over to spring semester. And then spring semester, you're reloaded with a new meal plan. So again, those points just get added into that plan. And then at the end of spring semester, if you have any points left over associated with that housing and meal contract, those do expire and they're non-transferable. I will say if you do add any points, the balance of those points do roll over semester to semester, year to year, as long as you're enrolled at UVM. So just anything outside of that housing and meal contract, but the housing and meal contract does expire at the end of spring semester.
Making sure we didn't miss any. There's a good question that some of our team answered, but I just want to bring it to the full group. So is a CAT card a physical card? If so, where would we be able to get it? Jennifer, do you want to answer that one?
Yeah, so last year, there's an office on campus that's called the CAT card office. Now I'll just name that we are the Catamount, so everything starts with a CAT at UVM. So you have your CAT card, and last year they didn't give out physical cards unless your phone could not support it, but actually everyone's just using their phone to swipe in. So when I say swipe, it's actually really kind of more of a tap, but anyway, you can actually see your ID on your phone.
There are a few questions just about hours. So I would say just if you have questions about hours, really just going to that hours of operations page. Our dining halls kind of open and close at different times during the day. The latest one's up until 9:30. And the 3 traditional dining halls do close for an hour midday to clean and reset for dinner, but they close at staggering times. So there's always one traditional dining hall open. We also post the hours on the doors with a QR code right to that hours of operations webpage. So we encourage you to definitely check that out. That's the most detailed way to kind of know what's open. So microwave in our dorms, yes, microwaves are allowed in dorms. There is a what not to bring, what to bring page of the Res Life website, and we definitely encourage you to check that out. There is a size capacity on the size fridge you can bring as well. You can't have anything with an open flame, so no like hot pots, Instapots, toaster ovens, toasters, but you can have a microwave, a fridge. The bookstore also rents microfridges. So if you don't, want to bring your own to campus, you can rent it just for the academic year. So there is a question about transferring meals or retail points to another student. So that's not allowed. CAT cards are for students' individual use only. With that said, so we do have a program called Swipe Out Hunger for off-campus students, and unused guest meals help fund that program for off-campus students that might be facing food insecurity. So that's the only donation kind of program we have, and that's done behind the house on the admin side. So students don't have to donate those swipes. We just do it on the back end. Okay, we have some new published questions. Yeah. Go ahead, Jennifer.
I was just going to interrupt and just say we also have the guest meal. So if you were interested in treating a friend or a family member, then you could utilize the guest meal. So each plan comes with 3 to 5 of them, depending on which plan you're on.
There is a question about what is a meal period, and that's a great one because some of the locations can only use 1 swipe per meal period. So they have different hours that is on our campus dining updates page, but generally breakfast is from opening until 11, I think. And then from 11 to 4:30 is lunch period. And then from 4:30 to close is the dinner period. And brunch has slightly different hours on the weekend, but it is on our website as well. And we'll have that information posted at Northside Dining at Trinity. That's one that's relevant for. I'm wondering if somebody from our team can drop in the URL to the last question for just the meal plan page so people can see what that is. So the block plans for students for the fall for commuters and off-campus students hasn't been loaded yet. It's just summer meal plans. But if you go to the meal plan page, which somebody from our team should be able to drop in, you'll be able to see the pricing for both on-campus and for on-campus meal plans, and then the off-campus meal plans are a little bit different, but they'll be loaded on July 31st.
That has been added to the chat.
So there's a question, if you have any questions about the CAT card and whether your smartphone doesn't support, you will have to contact the CAT card office. So I'd encourage you to reach out to UVM CAT card. If you just Google that, it should pop right up. And there's a great question about if a roommate is sick and how to get sick meals. So we do have a sick meal form on our website that if you're too ill to come down to the dining space, you can fill out that form and a friend can pick up a meal to go for you. So that's great, and we will be sending out information about that as we get closer to the semester starting.
Well, just being respectful of everyone's time, maybe one more question to wrap it up, and then where they can find this presentation again.
Great. I think we've answered most of the ones. Our team has been busy behind the scenes. So yes, I would say this will be available on the UVM orientation webpage. So definitely check that out. If you want to refer back, if you joined late, you can see what we talked about in the beginning of the presentation. And if you have any other questions, definitely feel free to reach out to our team. We also have a frequently asked questions part of our webpage, which is go.uvm.edu/dining. You'll see the FAQ page. And you can always email our team at dining@uvm.edu if you have other questions that were not addressed. So thanks so much for your time. It was a pleasure to be with you, and we look forward to welcoming you to campus very, very soon.